What is going on, YouTube? It is one the only, the Megcactor, and here you guys today, bringing you what should be a UPA video, but as you see, it is not. Well, it is, but it's not at the same time. So, basically what ended up happening is because I posted every single week and did all 15 weeks without having to take a break or anything, I somehow ended up a week or two ahead of everybody else. Yay! So basically this week, instead of going into the semifinal match with DRJ aka Logical Rhythm, I decided that I'm going to go ahead and take a step back. And for those of you that did not know, I've already said it several times, my next plan after basically take up the slot on Sundays until Season 3 starts, which is not for many a month, is to do top 5s. And I figured the best way to start out our top 5s is actually with our top 5 team members from this season, winding down to number 1, who is our MVP and also our franchise pick from this season. Because if you did not know, every coach that participates in the season moving and that wishes to continue to the next season is allowed to franchise one of their Pokemon. So, without further ado, I believe we need to get to the number 5 spot. And as you see, we're on Showdown, because I'm going to just type them in and show you their stuff. And number 5 is actually a tie. It is the only tie on this list, because I'm not one of those people that likes to tie everything. But I figured why not. First up, in tying for the number 5 spot is your boy, Doublade. Now, the reason Doublade is on this list in the number 5 spot is because, well, he's just a great hitter. He's got the only bad thing you can say about Doublade, because of his access to Shadow Sneak and Iron Head and all this other stuff, the only true bad thing you can say about him is his special defense is bad. But the Eviolite does boost it, and if you wanted to, you could run a special defense, like, kind of set, since his defense is already sky high. I don't know, but the Eviolite does help him a lot, and gets access to some moves. I know you can't see them all. I'm going to try to scroll down. You got Autotomize if you want to try to set up speed. Destiny Bond, Break to break down screens, which we actually did use. Shout out to me. Facade in case you're predicting that Scald Burn. Gyro Ball in case you want to be super slow. Iron Head for just the good damage. Night Slash in case you need some Dark Stab, which isn't even stab, never mind. Then you also have Return Rock Slide for some odd reason. I don't understand why. Sacred Sword, which is the usual move, Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak, and then also Swords Dance. He also gets Aerial Ace, which I did run this season. Shout out to me. Yeah, he's honestly just a great versatile mon. He's a reliable fairy killer, unless, of course, that fairy happens to be a fire type, which, do we have any fire fairy? I don't think we do. I'm probably missing, like, an obvious one somewhere. Obvious one or something that somebody's going to point out down in the comments. But if we don't, that'd be a pretty dope typing. But so yeah, that is Doublade, aka, I'll also drop their nicknames for the entire, because I only have one nickname for these lovely Pokemon, and that is, so Doublade's nickname was always Sword Art Online, and that's because he swords. What else would you name him? So also in the number 5 spot, tied with Doublade, because they are both very viable, very helpful, we have the best water type wall in the game, in my opinion. Also, really quickly, these top 5s are all my opinion, so yeah, don't hate on me. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I wish I was doing face cam, because I'm thumbsing up at a camera right now. Anyway. We have Gastrodon here. Promptly always named Cindy after the Kidnappian, just because it looks like a Cindy. I've had friends named Cindy, and they all kind of look like Gastrodon, because Gastrodon is gorgeous. Sticky Hold, if you wanted to be that guy as an ability. You also have the Storm Drain, which is powerful. Or if you wanted to run it onto a Sand team, you could slap Stand Force on there, because why not? Leftovers is a very common item, I believe. I did run Choice Specs at one point, because why not? Wide variety of moves, including Ancient Power, Blizzard, Ice Beam, Clear Smog to eliminate all stat changes. You have your Earth Power. If you want to run physical, you have Earthquake. I believe if I scroll down a little bit for that physical set, it gets Rock Slide and Stone Edge, and it also gets access to Waterfall. As you see, it also gets Acid Armor if you want to be that guy. Set up the defenses way stupid high. It gets Recover, Pain Split, both reliable recovery options. You can run some hidden powers on it if you want to be that guy, but mostly it's just meant to be a wall. Normal set that I like to run personally is Recover, Scald, Recover, Scald, Toxic, and either Earth Power or some other fourth move that does damage. But you can run it physical. It is an option. It's definitely an option left to you. It's got 83 physical attack, and all around it's just a great mon. You don't want to leave it in on a grass type because, oh boy, it's getting blown back. But other than that, Cindy is just a great Pokemon that deserves a lot of kudos because she came in and walled out things like a Suicune when nobody else could. So now we are moving on to the number 4 spot, and I actually have to pull up my notes really quickly. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Clicking off over here. I can't find. What the hell? Yes, that's who it was. Okay. So in the number 4 spot, which a lot of people will be questioning about this, but this is actually by statistical, air quotes around statistical, by statistical standards is our MVP, which I don't believe is our MVP, but it's a pretty good Pokemon nonetheless. We have Mega, Mega, okay, I can't spell, Mega Gallade. Now, Mega Gallade is indeed our statistical MVP, spooking up a nice and powerful 18 and 10. I believe third most overall kills in the league, trailing behind Mega Absol and Mega Charizard. Yes, he is a amazing Pokemon, Inner Focus, a moveset so wide it's disgusting, and he has the base attack stat of 165 with a special defense stat of 115, because why not? Why would he not have... Actually, wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. Shit, might take a minute. Can I try doing this? Ooh, wait a minute. We're switching it up. Hey, look at that. And it didn't even stop. Hey, LMAO. So yeah, we're swapping it up to this because it's easier for you guys to see everything. That is, unless the recording just froze on me. No, it did not. Perfect. Alright, so, Mega Gallade, obviously 165 attack stat, 115 special defense, but the one thing it has above Mega Gardevoir, because pretty much Mega Gardevoir is almost the same thing, just swipping attack and special attack, but the only difference is Mega Gardevoir's base 100, whereas they boosted Mega Gallade up to 110, which allows him to outspeed those 100 Mons, which actually would be a lot more helpful in the 7th gen meta, seeing as we have that lovely new thing, otherwise known as a Mega Buff, where speed is instantly increased. Now, for Gallade's moveset, you have a lot of options. Brick Break to break screens, Bulk Up to set up. If you wanted to run a special set, you'd be stupid, but Calm Mind is there. Close Combat for the super damage. You have, obviously, those moves. You have Destiny Bond if you want to be that guy. Drain Punch, always reliable. It can get you some health back. You have Earthquake Encore if you want to be a troll. I believe he gets all 3 elemental punches. Yeah, because he's got Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and then Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch is down there, yeah. What else? He's got Leaf Blade, which I believe I scrolled past somewhere, but there's the Ice Punch, and then you have Knockoff, Leaf Blade, you have Low Kick if you want to bank on something like a Snorlax coming in, which I would doubt you would do. Night Slash, Poison Jab, which is really helpful to hit those fairy types when you need to. Poison Jab, which is just, it's great. I just repeated Poison Jab twice, but it's fine. Power Up Punch if you want to try to set up. Psycho Cut just for Psychic Stab. You have Rock Slide. You have Shadow Sneak for priority. Stone Edge, which is always lovely. You get access to Sword Stance if you want to be that guy. X Scissor and Zen Headbutt as well. And then you also have the lovely Thunder Wave, which got nerfed. Toxic and Will-O-Wisp for some odd reason. So yeah, Mega Gallade, statistically he is our best Pokemon, but he's just gonna sit in the number 4 spot, which he's still a good mon. He's definitely grown in my heart. Oh, and obviously, before I totally click out of his, we need to name him. He was soon for the longest time because I didn't have a real nickname for him. But because of his haxing antics, we now have the name the Heated Mo. Because he's hacks. He is hacks. Next up, in the number 3 spot, dun, 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 we have a Pokemon that is a little bit diverse. We have Mew. And Mew's name is literally diverse. The reason is because in a league format battling like this is, it is an amazing mon to have. You can literally, with these base 100 stats across the board, and the access to all the items and such, you can literally run whatever you want. You can run bulky, you can run setup, you can run physical, you can run special. Any way you want it, that's the way I need it. Shout out to anybody that gets that. But Synchronize, which is an amazing ability, which, fun fact, I found this out doing a little bit of research. If a Pokemon like I can't think of any Pokemon that get the ability off the top of my head. Magic Bounce. I know Deontay gets it. Deontay. Synchronize allows you, say you want to Thunder Wave an opponent, you click Thunder Wave, it'll Magic Bounce it back. However, the Synchronize will then paralyze them. And thanks to Mew's lovely move pool, which is literally a lot of moves, like, this is all the moves that Showdown deems acceptable. And we're still scrolling. And we're still scrolling. And there's the bad moves. Right there. Literally, he gets a lot of moves. But he does get access to Heal Bell and Aromatherapy if you want to be that guy. My standard set, which I guess you really couldn't say was standard, was some combination of Heal Bell, Stealth Rock, Soft Boiled, and it would either be Soft Boiled or Defog, and then throwing in a fourth move to attack like Order Sphere or Psyshock, depending on whatever. But like I said, you could literally run it however you need to run it because of those base 100 stats aboard, because of the fact it gets so many moves, which is why while other Pixie Pokemon like Celebi and Jirachi are all they're got that base 100, but their move pool just isn't as wide. So that is why Mew is definitely an MVP in my books. I would love to try to scoop him up Season 3, but he's going to sit on number 3 on the list. But we have to move on to the number 2 spot, and this number 2 spot holds a spot in my heart. Because she, whatever you want to do, you misogynistic, whatever, trigger-happy, feminist, whatever. It is an amazing Pokemon in my eyes. I would literally kill. And it hurt me when I had to give him up. Because around week 12 or 13, I believe, is when the trade went down, where we traded away Goodra. Habon the Goodra. An amazing Pokemon. He is a wall. Literally, Google the word Trump. Google the word Trump. I thought of wall, and the first thing I said was Trump. Go Google the word wall, and this is the first thing that will appear. Because he is a wall. He has the special defense of base 150, which means you can run max HP, max defense, bold, slap an assault vest on it, and you've basically bulked yourself out. He has Sap Sipper if you want to eat up those grass hits. He works so well with Gastrodon because you could just slap Sap Sipper and just, oh, you want to predict this Leafage from a Rowlet, even though that wasn't a thing? Swap in. Get the attack boost, even if it didn't help him. And then you also have Gooey, which is an amazing ability. Hydration, I guess, if you want to be that guy. But Habon was just a wall. He was amazing. And Habon, for those of you that did not know how he got his name, there's actually an item called the Habon Berry. Habon Berry has the damage taken from a super effective dragon-type attack. Single use. Back in, I believe, week 2, when we fought Justin, aka Satterlink, which was unfortunately ultimately a loss, we actually decided his hack source was really a problem. And while I could bring Slurpuff, he did get access to Poison Jab. But if he wasn't in when I was in, it was pretty much game over for that Haxorus. But I decided as a little bit of a fun, I decided to run Habon Berry with Draco. Because I sat and did the calcs. No, Draco Meteor's the first one. I sat and did the calcs. And this is exactly how it happened in the battle, which was great. He clicked Outrage. And he was just like, oh, I'm going to one-shot this Goodra, it's going to be whatever. And Goodra ate the hit. And he was like, wait, why did Gudra eat the hit? And literally go watch his video because it's the most hilarious reaction. He sees the Gudra live. He says, Habon Berry, and then the Draco drops and Oko's the Haxorus, and he rises out of his seat a little bit because he's just like, what? Habon, and from week 2 on, it was always called Habon, and it was just a wall, but not even just a wall. I know I keep saying wall, but it wasn't just a wall. He had so many moves available to him. We ran him as a special attacker one week. I don't believe I think we might have run him as a physical attacker once, because he does get access to Outrage, Power Whip, Earthquake, Aqua Tail, Body Slam if you want to be that guy, Dragon Tail for stab, Thunder Punch, Superpower, Rock Slide. He does get access to quite a few moves, including Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, to help deal with fairy types. And he just overall is an amazing Pokemon in my eyes. He definitely high tier for anybody trying to snipe me next season. Write this down. Gudra's high tier on my list. But with a Mon as amazing as Gudra, you have to sit there and think to yourself, well, who is number 1? Number 1 on this list is a Pokemon that is definitely underestimated. It's definitely a problem. And I guess you could say he's a little bit of a liability. The second for dramatic effect, as everybody remembers what it is called. It is called Crocodile. Fuck. He didn't save the name. Hold on. Liability. Even though I probably spelled that wrong. I don't care. Liability the Crocodile. Now, the reason he is a liability is because, and the reason he is actually my franchise pick, most of the time, it was this exact set right here. I'm going to literally put in the entire set for you guys right now. Because I figured, what the fuck, why not? Because this set is a devastating set. For one reason in particular. What other moves did I slap on this thing? I believe I slapped Rock Slide, and I believe it was Outrage? Unless I was mistaken, Outrage. Here we go. And it was literally this exact set right here. It is the most common Crocodile set. Outside of probably Outrage, I'd guess. Just because I'm that guy. But, it's just 4 attacking moves, Choice Scarf, Moxie, Max Speed, Jolly, Max Attack. But the problem is, you can know this set, as many of my opponents did, and it still proved to be a problem. They could not find ways around it. They could not find ways to stop it. And if they had a flying type Mon with them or a levitating Mon, and as soon as that was gone, Crocodile could come in and just start earthquaking. And he would just body bag entire. It would pretty much be a sweep once Crocodile hit the field because I would know the flying type is gone. I would know that this is going on. And Crocodile overall is just a monster Pokemon. That is why he is indeed my franchise pick for this season because, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but he may or may not be helpful in the coming match or matches, depending on how far we do get. But so yeah, that'll wrap up my first top 5. I definitely have plans for this series. I want to try to do it on like a game, possibly, I don't know, I'd have to look up what I could do with the best sprites and all that. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new here, because why not? And say you guys know the teams and stuff, and you know my team, and maybe you thought other Pokemon were better, worse, possibly these 5 just rearranged differently. Go ahead and leave that in the comment section below, because I like to see everybody's opinion on what does work and what doesn't. But with this is the Mega Cactor, signing off.